Hey guys, it's Quinlin. So welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm really excited. So today I'm doing another randomized TBR, and I'm gonna call it Siri Pick My TBR, but it's a little clickbaity because I think I'm gonna randomly generate the numbers on Google instead, just because last time I felt like Siri was giving me the same, she was randomly picking them, but I felt like every time she gave me the same numbers, so I got a lot of reads off of the same shelf, and so I was kind of don't really want to do that. So this time I am going to just randomly generate on Google from the beginning. And okay, so a little bit of heads up. So I am, first of all, filming this video in advance. So by the time you watch it, it will be already September, and I am planning on, well, okay, so I'm going to California in August, and my school starts and my classes start in the last week of August. So I wanted to kind of pick out my TBR before I go to decide what books I'm going to bring with me to California. So obviously I can't bring all of my books. I won't have access to all of them. So I figured instead of me choosing them, I would just randomly generate them, because I had so much fun last video randomly generating the books, and I do feel like it's a good way to kind of spice up my reading, because I do feel like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, the books that are calling to me right now are the historical fiction books, and I want to read them so badly, but there are so many unread books on my bookshelf that I just need to get around to, and when else am I gonna get around to them? So this will hopefully help me just get some of those books read. So basically I have two bookshelves. So first I'll generate a number between 1 and 2, and I think this is bookshelf number 1, we'll say, and that's bookshelf number 2. So I'll first generate that, then I'll go by shelf. I'll choose the shelf. Then I count, in case you didn't watch my last video, then I count all of the books that I haven't read on that shelf that is randomly generated for me. Or I also will include books that I'm willing to reread. There are a couple books that I'm not willing to reread at the moment in time, at this moment in time, but I'll include books that I haven't read and books that I'm willing to reread, and then I'll generate a number of, let's say I have 9 books, and I generate number 1 through 9, it's 5, and I choose the 5th book on the shelf, if that makes sense. So without further ado, this video is going to be pretty short, because last time I did this video, I ended up with some crazy amount of books on my TBR, because first of all, as you guys now know, I can reveal to you that I'm actually doing the classics challenge, where I am reading kind of 100 classics before I die. So I have to read at least a couple of classics every month. And my plan, I have kind of 5 classics that I'm going to read and that I want to kind of read by November. And so basically, this is my college TBR, but I'm just choosing books for basically September, October, and November, because I'm coming home for Thanksgiving in November, obviously. And so this is going to be kind of small, because I did end up choosing the Harry Potter series last time, or it was randomly generated for me. And so I'm probably not going to get around to reading it until September, just because my TBR has grown exponentially. I just have so many books on my TBR. Some of them are videos that I'm planning, and then just from the summer TBR video. So I'm only going to try to choose 5 books, but I'm hoping I get some I'm hoping I don't get a series. I want to read some individual books. So I might cheat a little bit and try to I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, I have the random number generator on my phone, and I did minimum of 1, maximum of 2, so I'm going to choose the bookshelf. This is the first bookshelf, that's the second bookshelf, so let's go. Okay, 2. Okay, that bookshelf. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves. So I'm going to do 1 through 6. 4. Okay, at least it's not 3, because last time I got so many freaking 3s. So I'm going to go down, the first shelf is the top shelf, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count my books, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm a little nervous because there are a lot of series on the shelf, but basically there are 8 books, and series for me, they just count as like one book. So like I have 2 of the Red Queen books on there and I just counted them as one. But I'm a little bit nervous because if I get a series, I feel like this video is kind of over. I could just honestly pick out 5 books or like 5 like including series and then just like add them on, but my TBR is already so lengthy, and if it gets too long, I'm honestly gonna have like my entire next year of reading planned out, and I don't know if I want to like have everything that far in advance, but we'll see what I get. Okay, I got 6. Let's see what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? 6. Okay, I'm a little shook. It is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Unfortunately, she got a little bit bent, but I know this is a series. I'm gonna look up how many books it is. Okay, so I tried to look it up, and if you guys kind of know, enlighten me in the comments, but it appears that there are kind of like 2 series in the same world. So there's like a first like a trilogy and then maybe like 4 books. He might actually be working on the 4th book in the new kind of series, and then there's like a lot of novellas. So I'm a little bit confused. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna read this book, like just put this book on my TBR and not the whole series, and then I'll just see if I like it, and if I really enjoy it, then I'll probably purchase the 2nd book. But honestly, I'm not in a rush to read it, so it works out. So I'm just gonna read the 1st book in the Mistborn series, and I'm pretty sure this is the 1st book because it's just called Mistborn, but I think it also has like a 2nd title that's like The Final Empire, but I'm a little bit worried because this doesn't say The Final Empire on it anywhere, but it does say Mistborn, and so I don't think any of the later books in the series just say Mistborn. So anyways, we have our 1st book. Okay, now we're generating the bookshelf again. 2. Okay, I always get 2. A little bit suspicious. Oh. I forgot. I have to generate the shelf. 1. Yes! Okay, this makes me really happy because if you watch my bookshelf tour, my top shelf is actually on top of the bookshelf, and literally every single book on that shelf I want to read so badly, but I haven't read any of the books on my top shelf. Okay, I'm really excited about this one because I know it's going to be a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Whoop. Okay, I'm sorry if the camera shifted. I kind of pushed it, but ignore that. Anyways, there are 14 books that I have not read on that shelf. So I am really excited about this one. Let's see. 3. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tiny bit disappointed because I kind of wanted one of the, okay, so it's Big Friendship, How We Keep Each Other Close by Emma Nitau So and Anne Friedman, I think. And they're two friends, and basically this story is about, oh, I forgot to summarize Mistborn. And to be honest, I have no idea what it's about, so there we go. Anyway, so this book is about, it's a nonfiction and it's pretty short. And it's really about like female-female friendship, I think. And it's like a nonfiction about their friendship. So I think it'll be really interesting. I actually got it from Book of the Month, which, like I said, I'm a little bit bummed that it chose a Book of the Month for me because I'm planning on reading all of my Book of the Months by the end of the year anyway, because I kind of want to complete the challenge, which is like rated 12 Book of the Months before the end of the year. So I kind of wanted like kind of a different one because there's so many other books that I really want to read on that shelf, but it is what it is. I was destined to read this book. Okay, I got 2 again. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. If I get 2 on like the 4th book, I'll just go ahead and do the first shelf on the 2nd. Like, does that make sense? On the 5th book, I mean. Because like, I do want to take a book from this shelf. I don't want it to, I guess it doesn't really matter because eventually if I read all of the books on that shelf, then I'll be forced to read books from this shelf. So, I don't know. Okay, we got shelf 6. I actually don't think there's many books that I haven't read on that shelf. Okay, yeah, there's 2. It's kind of risky though because one of them is a fat trilogy. So 1 or 2. Of course, the one time that I don't want it, I've been getting out of 2, I've been getting like 2 the whole time, right? But now I get 1 because it's the fattest trilogy there is. So basically, it is the Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, and look at this fat boy. So just to let you know, this is like the entire trilogy in one binding, so that's why it's so fat. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I do really want to read this book or this series, but it's kind of hefty, so I don't know. If I were being smart, I would stop here and say that's enough. Because honestly, that's probably, like, this book plus all of the books I already have on my TBR that I'm planning on reading is probably the maximum I could read by November. But because I'm stupid and because I love filming this, like, type of video, I am going to get more. Because honestly, it'll just, like, I can still, like, I'll get to them eventually. It's just gonna take me forever. So, might as well just do more to, like, spice things up. Okay, generating 1 or 2. 2 again. See, the only time I get 1 is when it's a fat trilogy book. But it's always 2. It's always that bookshelf. Okay, it's shelf 3. Let's count. 6. Okay, I'm really scared because there's 6, but kind of most of them are series. So, I'm really nervous. Okay, let's see the damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's actually not that bad. So the book that it picked out for me was Kingsbane, which is the second book in the Furyborn trilogy, or is it a trilogy? I don't know why I said trilogy, but the series. And I have read Furyborn actually, so I could jump straight into it, but a lot of times when I'm reading a sequel, I like to read the first book first, so I might count it as 2 books, but we'll kind of see like where I'm at by the time I get to this and see if I'm in the mood to read Furyborn or not, because I kind of remember what it's about, but I kind of don't. And it's basically about these 2 queens, and they're both prophesized. So one is like the Sun Queen and one is the Blood Queen. And it follows, they're both 1,000 years apart, so it follows the Blood Queen, who is, so basically they both have like these like magical elemental powers. And so first the Blood Queen, she's thought, oh, this is the Sun Queen, and then she like has to go through these trials to prove that she's the Sun Queen. But 1,000 years later, there's this girl, and she like emerges, and she's heard of like the bloody reign of the Blood Queen. So it's like kind of cool because like you read the story of the Blood Queen, but she thinks she's going to be the Sun Queen. And then you read the actual story of like the Sun Queen. But you'll kind of see, I think there's like a plot twist kind of at the end. Maybe I'll just look up a summary before I start this, but I'm glad it didn't choose because Throne of Glass was on there, and that is a hefty series. So I'm glad it didn't choose that for me. Okay, I'm honestly having too much fun, so I might do like a couple more. We'll see. I don't want to rack up too many books, but at the same time, I'm just kind of vibing. Like, this is just fun. Okay, 2 again, obviously, because what else would it be? And then 4. Okay, vibes. Okay, so I know I already did this shelf, and so I should remember how many books I had on it, but I had to recount because I forgot. And so I have 7 this time, so I already chose 1. So hopefully the last time it was 8, but if it wasn't, that would be super awkward. 2. No. I'm kind of big mad about this one, and it's Lifelike by J. Kristoff. And it's weird because I really like Nevernight, but I started this book and I hated it. I just like didn't like the style it was in at all. And I almost donated it, but at last minute I decided to keep it. And I'm kind of especially mad. Oh look, there's an old boarding pass in here. That's kind of cool. Anyways, I'm kind of like especially mad because the next book, like if I didn't have this on my shelf, it would have been Serpent and Dove, and I want to read Serpent and Dove so bad. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, but okay, I'll try it, and if I don't like it, I am allowed to DN. Am I? It's a short book. Maybe I'll just try to stick with it. I don't know. It's just, I'm not excited about this one. Okay, so I picked out 5 books, and that is how many... Okay, so I picked out 5 books, and that's how many books I said I was going to pick out, but I'm kind of having a blast with this, and Okay, so I plan my videos really far in advance, and I haven't like planned for another one of these, so I might as well just keep going, and then, yeah, let's just keep going. This is fun. 1! Woohoo! Okay, so it's this shelf. So I have 5 shelves on this one instead of 6 because I don't have books on top. Okay, I got 5. Okay, there are 6 books. I got 2. Wait, I'm really excited about this. It's Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. So, if you don't know, this is from the Six of Crows duology, and I love Six of Crows, and this is the perfect excuse. I can film a review on Six of Crows. I can do all that jazz. I don't think I ever reread this series, so this will be my second time ever reading it, and I've forgotten a lot of what happens. I mostly remember like the characters and their relationships because I loved them. But yeah, this is super exciting, and it's like a short series, so it's not that bad. But yeah, I'm really excited. One again. Okay, we got 5 again. Okay, so out of 5 books, we were doing 1. Okay. So that would be This Is Where It Ends by Marieke Nijkamp. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry guys. I'm bad with pronunciations. But this is not a fun book. This is actually about a school shooting, and it's really small, so it shouldn't take me too long, but I am worried that it's just going to be really devastating. So I'm a little bit nervous about this book, but hopefully it's just like really meaningful. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do a couple more. I'm just having too much fun with this. 2. We're on shelf 3 again. Why is it never shelf like 2, 4, or 6? It was 6, but it's never shelf 2 or shelf 4. Okay. I forget again how many books I said were on the shelf, so I'm gonna have to recount. Actually, okay, you know what? Okay, there's too many long series on shelf 3 because I have Red Queen, I have Throne of Glass. Honestly, I might just choose a book from shelf 1 because I know it's not like randomly generated, but I'll randomly generate the number on the shelf. 1 out of 13. But I'm just not in the mood to read like a long series right now. And of course I want to reread Sarah J. Maas and everything, but I want just some shorter books on my TBR so that I can like keep going and choose more. So yeah, okay, I promise that, I don't know, like if it does shelf 3 again, I will do it. But yeah. Okay, I got 6. Okay, and we got Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, which is really exciting. So it's actually a duology, at least at this point. I think there might be more books coming out in the series. I have no idea, but I own the first 2, which is kind of hype. So at least those are the books that are out for now. So that's exciting. I'm a little bit bummed because I want to read Summer of '69 so bad. I mean, I am in control. I could just put Summer of '69 on my TBR. Okay, you know what? I'm going to compromise and put both. Nah. Okay, so I lied. We're just gonna pretend Summer of '69's on my TBR because, nah. Okay, to make up for that, we'll do one more book. One more, just one more. Just one little insy bitsy more book. And I promise I will actually follow through because I did cheat on the last one, but I just really want to read Summer of '69, so yeah. Okay, it is shelf 1. Great. Let's see. Shelf 5 again. Are you, oh. Okay, fine. I said I would do it properly. I wanted to regenerate, but I didn't because I promised. Okay, and then the final book on my TBR is The 1000th Floor by Katharine McGee. Again, okay, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm kind of glad it picked it out for me because otherwise, when would I read this book? I've had this on my shelf for forever, literally for years. So I don't know when I would read this book. So you know what? I'm glad it picked this out for me because now I'm forced to read it. Okay, so let's do a breakdown of all of the books that I chose, and yes. Okay, so to recap, we have Summer of '69, Inheritance Trilogy, Mistborn, The 1000th Floor, This Is Where It Ends, Crooked Kingdom, which is the second book in the Six of Crows, Lifelike, Big Friendship, and Kingsman, which is the second book in the Furyborn series. So not that bad because we didn't get too many series, especially considering I'm only going to read the first book in the Mistborn series because the Mistborn series is apparently long, like, I don't know. Anyways. So that's exciting. I basically planned out my TBR for probably the next 2 semesters of college because I doubt I'll get that much reading done during college. I got excited, so sue me. But I'm gonna go now because my camera is about to cut out because I've been filming for half an hour. I'll definitely cut this video down, don't worry. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really excited. I'll definitely update you guys. You'll see these books eventually on my wrap up. And yeah, bye.